The young Zeta Rev stumbled down the passageway, his clammy flesh squeaking against the smooth metal walls, sounding like cries from a wounded animal. To Sergeant David Powell, the sound was appropriate. The Rev was sick, and for the first time in his life. Revs didn't get sick, ever, and especially not a Zeta Rev. David was the product of the mating between two Alpha Revs, the class of enhanced warrior that had to go through two transitions, from normal to human, to AC3 Rev, and then to Alpha, before their bodies began producing the Rev drug on their own. At that stage, the Alpha was self-sufficient and no longer in need of boosters of the performance-enhancing drug AC3. But the true significance of this transition was that now male and female Alphas could mate and produce offspring, the breed of Rev known as Zetas. A Zeta was born a Rev, not needing any outside help to achieve that status. Granted, the final transition didn't happen until puberty, but for a Zeta, that was around 8 years old. Zetas aged and matured quicker, reaching full adulthood at what would be around 14 for a normal human. In all respects, Zeta Revs were a superior form of human, and one normally immune from illness. They could be killed in battle or by accident, but not even cancer affected the Zetas. And that was why David Powell was so confused. He'd never been sick before. He'd been injured during training exercises, but this was different. The sickbay was a short distance ahead. David had been there only once before, for a stress rupture of a blood vessel after a particularly intense training op. That was what the corpsmen were trained to do: treat injuries and battle wounds, not illnesses. He'd never known a Rev to be sick, so he doubted if the medical staff would have the first clue what was wrong with him. Still, he was desperate, and if there was one thing the Zeta Rev could sense with certainty, if he didn't get help soon, he would die.